Hi everyone, it's Killshot 99 Gaming. This is Play Dead Live. We got the Crypt, we got SLY, we got me, Jet playing tonight. So it's an ongoing joke. Sorry, Julie, everybody's picking on the assassin tonight. We got some good stuff for you guys tonight. Couple announcements that we're gonna make. Before we get into it, how about a super chat shout out for Valar? Valar says, "Hello, 999 Army Kills Great Mods channel member sponsors. Look, we got Kills Game, we got Fish Strike, Death Drop, Pet Battles, Castle Strike, Ship Strike, and this Saturday night, we're bringing it back, you guys. We've got a epic box event. I heard Titans are going to be making an appearance this Saturday, so it's going to be a lot of fun. I know you guys love Ship Strike. There will be a Ship Strike on the horizon. Trust me, we're going to get 4 of those in this year. I've got a very important meeting with developers tomorrow, so news to come about game number 3, potentially. We'll see how it goes, but I'll give you guys some updates. So let's talk a little bit about what we have upcoming. All right, so tomorrow night, of course, we got fish fights, and that is heating up. We got some good battles. Friday night, we're bringing the Kills event back. Kills event, adding more tokens. We're getting further along in that. It's getting interesting. This Saturday, we've got unbelievable box event lined up for you guys. Then Monday night, we got a makeup match. And then Wednesday night, we're bringing the Swarm Raids back. We have not had one of those in a long time. So Swarm Raids are coming back. So if you know there's a Swarm Raid, then we're going to get some of the other stuff going as well. So, look, we're getting close to our fall season, and that's when Play Dead Live really gets a little bit crazy. I mean, that's our roots. That's our heritage. All right, let's take a quick look at what's going on in the world of Faction Wars. So it's faction action, right? Standings, we had a good one the other night, Ark and Vox. Ark went into Vox. Vox threw a real heavy punch in the beginning. Ark counter-punched. Overall, you look at the standings, we got Ark at 9-2. We got Vox 7-5. SLY starting to creep up the standings, but Jet has won a couple as well. That's why this game is important, because can SLY catch Vox in the standings, or can Jet catch SLY? So, you don't want to be in last and have to face Ark in the Kills Cup tournament. So, just saying. And you can see the schedule that we have up there. So, I heard a rumor. And Busy, are you here? If you are, I'm going to swear you to secrecy. Let's see if Busy's here. Think she is. Sworn to secrecy. Busy, we got something we're working on, right? Something in the works that within a couple of weeks we're going to be able to unveil to everybody. That's all I'm going to say. I just know we got something. So don't try to get it out of me. You're not going to. But, Play Dead Live, we always like to mix things up. So, more to come on that. That's all I can tell you. All right. We got to do we got to do the sliver sacrifice. So, are y'all ready? Let's hear a little noise. Y'all are ready for a sliver sacrifice, because there's a new ability that could make a difference tonight called Duplex. And it starts with this roll right here. All right, we're going to spin this wheel. Sliver time. Let's see what type of grenades we're going to sacrifice. It is. Oh my goodness. Oh, back-to-back games. Are you kidding me? Unforgiven. Or as Metallica would say, are you unforgiven too? Right? Unforgiven too. This could be a lot of fun. All right, well, I strongly suggest, Julia's like, yay, it's not just us. All right, so this will be the first time we got Sliver Sacrifice with Duplex. So I'm pretty excited for that. All right, Ron, it's time to shake the tree, right? So what time is it, Ron? Talk to him. It's spin time, baby. Now, I did say that tonight, if you are present, okay? If you're present and your name comes up, we're going to double that to 500 kills tokens. So I'm adding the extra ones. If you're not here and your number comes up, well, it's too bad. All right, so what I need you to do in order to prove that you're here, I need you to type the number 7, in chat right now to prove that you're here. All right. And Valar did a super chat and she typed kills. True story. Every time Valar says kills, I always have to go check the kills game to see if she passed me on the leaderboard. I'm like, what does she mean by kills? She got to mean something by it. And I go check my score all of a sudden. So here we go. Let's spin that wheel and see who's going to get possibly 500 if they're here. All right, good luck, everybody. It is. Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness. None. Nobody. Nobody. All right, we're going to double it up next week. Wow. Okay. Well, so it'll be 500 and on Monday night, and then I'll throw in some extra, so it'll be even a bigger pot. Well, at least the good news for y'all is if it would have been just a little bit more, it would have been on Crimson, and she's not here. So y'all are probably happy it's none, right? I mean, everybody's here. Would you rather it have been none, or would you rather it have been Crimson? I mean, there you go. There are your options. So I guess tonight, none is not so bad. Craig, I'd rather have been me. Well, yeah, there's that. Yeah, there is that. All right. Well, you know what? We will. You'll need those tokens because our online gaming is going to be a blast. All right. So we are a little bit early, so we're going to have a little bit of airtime here. But that's fine. We can just get our buffs and everything in advance. So if you are Tiny, Dimes, Craven, Bones, Justice, MPC, or Busy, give me your pre-match buffs. Jet will be playing Zombie Jet. So remember, there are certain rules when you play a zombie. Like, you know, round 1, you can't target the watchtower from the DZ. All right? So there are rules, right? All right. Kel, go ahead and delete that then. You can delete it. We got time. We're going to start on time. We're going to have a lot of fun tonight. Now, and as y'all know, we did have a timer miss with a lineup. And again, as I always say, timers and lineups are not negotiable. So Jet will start out with a 25-point lead. So just as a reminder, luckily, SLY had submitted their CRSs early. That's the good news. Everybody is geared, but just a reminder to all captains, I know we all have a lot going on. Just be on time because I rely on you in order to make my timers work as well. All right, we're going to take you down. We got the pre-match buffs. I'm going to take you down to Jet Field. And Jet Field, tonight's starting lineup is as follows. In the DZ for Team Jet, going first, we got MPC. MPC will be followed by Craven Light. Craven is the sniper. Craven is the captain. Craven is in the bomber zone. Craven will be followed by the Jet Zombie. Zombies do crazy things. What are they going to do? Are they going to attack? Or are they going to do something else? We'll find out what they have in store. Then we got Deadly Dimes. Deadly Dimes is sieging from the rover zone. Deadly Dimes will be followed by Justice. Justice is the sniper from the tank zone. Justice followed by Tiny. Tiny is in the tank zone. He has the tank. Jet has the boat. And then going last and not least, Busy in the rover zone as a siege, and Busy followed by Bones. And as I said before, timers will start. Get your moves in quick. I will not challenge timers, even if you have a derecho or bad Wi-Fi or whatever. That's the way we keep it straight up. So, with that being said, the first timer is starting right now. MPC, go. MPC going to turn into a priest and going to go boss over to Main Street. MPC playing boss in 1. Will cap in 3. Seal Milo to the Watchtower and sacrifice an Unforgiven. Craven hits her weight. Craven says it hits. All right. It does light the Watchtower. And it's their zombie in effect. So, their DZ is not a penalty. All right, Watchtower 1 is lit, and we do have a Milo. Morb to a priest, boss to Main Street, seal Milo to the Watchtower, and sacrifice Unforgiven as well, all done within the timer. Let's go over to Craven Light. Craven, 20-second timer. I feel like Sly's got some sneakiness planned tonight. I don't know. I don't know what it is, but I just feel like there's going to be something. Timer is up. Well, maybe not that sneaky then. Where you at, Craven? Nerf timer is up. Craven, are you spell checking? All right, there it is. All right, Craven is going to the Temple Steps. Steel Justice Needle. Justice, no need. Cosmic Guard, Needle to the Haystack, and Gold Grendel. Needle Grendel combo, nice. Nice. Gold Grin. And Craven playing Needle in 1, cap in 2. Max Spark Busy, negate Juan Kell's Harvest. Vines to Justice, Gas Blast. Dominion on Busy, sacrifice Unforgiven. All right. Sacrifice that. All right. Kell is not in, so her Harvest Wand cannot be targeted. Thank you for that. So we'll take that off the board. So no negation. All right, we got Gold Grendel, Max Spark, negate Juan Kell's Harvest, Vines to Justice, get rid of his gear. They're going to prevent the Gas Blast. And playing Dominion on Busy. Dominion for this game is no seals can be played by any players. No seal. That means no heal and seal, no max seal, no seal smoke. Seal smokes of any kind are under Dominion, and anyone that has Dominion cast on them will not be able to seal. First time we've seen Dominion played, it will change from game to game, and it is very random. All right. Now, right now, that's Busy. Busy's the only person that has Dominion, so Busy, you cannot be sealed because you have Dominion on you. All right, got it? But Dominion will have the same effect for the rest of the night, no matter who uses it. All right, Kel, let's go to Zombie Jet. Attack or disable. Dominion is going to be a lot of fun. You just gotta embrace it. All right. Zombie's going to attack. Boss in 1 with cap in 3. Zombie Jet taking out 2 blocks. Black block and a green block. All right, let's go over to Dimes. Dimes, 20-second timer. All right, Range Rover, move to the DZ. Let's give Dimes a tire. Immortal Grendel to the haystack. They're doubling up the Grendels. All right, we got an Emo Grendel and a Gold Grendel, both controlled by SLY. Max Spark Busy. Busy, you are unable to move. You're double max sparked. Top hat to the wall, sacrifice Unforgiven. And Dime's going to duplex herself, which means if she uses Sliver ability in the future, it'll be worth 10 points. See if Kel's going to let it hit or wait. Kel, you have to be a little quicker than that. All right, it hits. It does not. Duplex doesn't cost her anything if she plays it on herself. If you play duplex on the enemy, they have to sacrifice 2 Unforgivens. She's doubling her own score. It's free. All right, Kel says it hits. All right, so Dimes is, how much juice she putting on that? 8-7. All right, Dimes going black block and a green block. Black and green, and because it hits, she lights a watchtower. All right, Range Rover, movement, Grendel, Max Spark Busy, Pet Repel. 8-7 Top Hat, Unforgiven, and Duplex. And remember, if you're not under the effect of Dominion, you still have your full smoke collection. All right? All right, let's go over to Justice. 20-second timer, Justice. Timer is up. And if you guys are lagging, make sure to refresh. We're getting behind the timers early. Nerf. He does beat the Nerf timer. Does not beat the regular timer. Get into tank, move to temple steps. All right. Now, the problem with that. There is no tank. All right? So, Justice. There is no tank, so I'm going to ask you again to type whether or not you want to get into the boat or whether or not you want to move to the temple. Okay? You have a choice. Boat and then pick a location, or no boat and just go to the temple. All right. So there is no tank, so he's leaving the boat where it is, and he's just moving to the temple. So no cannonball, Julia. All right. Summon Woodrow. It is an immortal Woodrow, by the way, which means Woodrow with a seal. Justice, am I correct? You have immortal Woodrow. Is that right? Sack and Unforgiven. Okay. So no tank, move to the temple, summon Woodrow. E5 Grizzly. They're going to halt it 4 times. So we're going to get equivalent to an E1. No extra juice on it. So we're going to give him 60% of a green block. You have 40 green remaining. All right. Let's go over to Tiny. 20-second timer. Tank, Lost Stream Scope. All right, so Lost Stream Scope is going to be played on the wall. So we got a Woodrow over here, chilling. Dream Scope means 25% of that wall SLY is going to get. All right, Tiny in the tank. Cannonball's good. Red Grendel to the haystack. All 3 Grendels are in play. All right, so we got 3 SLY Grendels. Goldspark Justice. And Sliverability. MPC is going to prevent the SA Oracle, Bury the Dead. All right, Tank is good, Dreamscope's good, Grindel's good, Gold Spark is good. Pet Repel is good. Bury the Dead is prevented. And Sliverability is going to pump the SLY Sliver up from 22 to 27. All right, let's go over to Busy. 20-second timer, Busy Bee. She can't move, she's max sparked. All right, easily beats the timer. Gold Spark to Craven. Absorption, Navy to the Temple. Mythic Kang to Main Street, Duplex herself, and Sack and Unforgiven. Busy duplexed, Dimes is duplexed. All right, get that Mythic Kang to Main Street. Possible 63 if it caps. And Tiny's going to prevent the flame. Spark's good. Absorption's good. Navy shut down. Mythic Kang is good. Duplex herself and Sack and Unforgiven. Final move of round number 1 is Bones. 20 seconds Bones. Going to go Monolith. All right, if you think you're seeing double, you are. Bones with the Monolith. Boss to the side chest. Going to grab that seal and an absorption. Bones playing Boss in 1. Cap in 3. Sliverability, Sacrifice and Unforgiven. Sliverability, pump up to 32. Kelly got a Sweet Tea to the Temple Flame. Legend's good, Boss is good, Seal is good, Absorption, Sliverability, and a Sacrifice. And we just need to know how you feel about that Sweet Tea putting out the flame. It hits. All right. Flame is out, and 15 points for putting out the flame. All right, and that is the end of round number 1. At the end of round number 1, Craven rotating into the Temple and grabbing first blessing of the game. Strawman are 0-0. Halo for Bones. Halo for Dimes. Halo for MPC. DZ, 25 SLY, 0 Jet. Devil Horns for Craven. Deal him a Dragonstone. Everything else should be good. All right, let's go to round number 2, starting out with MPC, 20-second timer. Timer is up. Did beat the timer. Showed up as I was calling it. Mythic Kang to Main Street. Pet Repel. Milo to the Watchtower. Possible 63 with the Mythic Kang. Pet Repel and a Milo. Craven says it hits. MPC picking even. Let's roll it. Let's refresh it. Let's roll it. It is even. Nicely done. Taking out the second monolith because the first one's already lit, and we'll get back to that one. So Kel, as MPC, is successful lighting the Watchtower. And getting the points for the Milo. All right, before Craven's turn, we're going to cap Craven's Needle. All right, Craven, 20-second timer starts now. Timer is up. Did not beat the timer, but he did beat the nerf timer. Talon to remove a straw man. It's down to 5 straw men. Going to drop a seal. He is gold sparked. He's going to go Funko for both Kangs, and he's going to duplex. Craven, you going to duplex you or duplex an opponent? Now, in the future, if you type duplex without a target, I'm going to assume it's a self-target. All right, which works. Craven going to duplex himself. All right, Kel, you got Bunko to both your Kangs. Kel says, wait. Double Tanner, are they regular Tanners? All right, double regular Tanners. Craven Light losing his seal. And then Craven Light taking 10% damage down to 90. He's going to max absorb it. All right, now keep in mind, Craven, they hit separately. So it might have been better just to take the 10, but so one will get rid of the seal, the other one he'll max absorb. So he basically saved 10%. He's at 100%. All right, Justice is a mythic. All right, well, that changes it then. Okay. So the max absorb is probably a better play. Craven will lose the seal, and then he'll max absorb the mythic. Okay? Craven duplex himself. So Talon, seal. Well, wait a minute. Actually, the seal had not resolved. So let's scratch that. So Craven, third time's a charm. So the seal is waiting to resolve. So Craven will absorb the max absorb the 30 and take the 10. So Craven is still at 90%. Okay? There you go. And the seal will resolve on his turn. So Craven at 90% health. All right, Kel. Zombie. Attack. All right. Now, I think the disable has to be in round 1. Disables have to be in 1. Portals can be in 2. You guys agree with that? Yep. So it's got to be an attack. All right. Yeah, portal can be 2. All disables have to be 1. All right, so that means 2 things are going to happen here. All right, number 1, Jet Zombie is going to play a needle. That needle is going to get rid of Craven's gold Grendel. All right? Needle is dead. Craven's Grendel is dead. All right, Kel. Pick odd or even for the first watchtower. Going odd. I'm going to pick a 6-sider this time. It is even. All right. So here's what happens because it's even. It'll get rid of that. And then the second watchtower that's going to be able to light, it will automatically light it. Okay? So 3 watchtowers now lit. So we don't have to do a second roll for that one. But we will need to do a roll for the next one. So Jet's lit 3. I'm going to go ahead and remove those. The next one will be the bottom one, and there is a monolith down there. All right, Deadly Dimes, you're up. 20 seconds. Beats the timer. All right, Dime's playing red needle to the haystack, gold spark busy. Red needle in 2, cap in 3. Busy gold spark. She's no longer max sparked, by the way, but she is gold sparked. Playing seal and thrill. F5 bunco to both Kangs, and the sliver ability. Sliver ability will pump that sliver from 32 to 42. I did not remove the sliver rings in the first round too, so I'm taking 1. Away from each side. All right. And both of those are going to hit. Just a quick health check, but I think it's good. All right. Both Kangs are dead. All right, we got red needle. Gold spark, seal and thrill, double bunco, double Kang death. And sliver ability to pump it up. All right, let's go over to Justice. 20-second timer, Justice. Timer is up. He does beat the timer. Colossal Kang to Main Street. Colossal Kang could be worth 73 if it caps. Dropping a seal. Gold spark to Craven. S6 Maximon loaded to the wall, and sliver ability to pump that up to 20. Kang's good. Seal, Spark, Maximon, and Sliver. Maximon will be the minus 15 to the opposing team. 40 green off the board. Blue off the board, and 25% blue off the board. You got 75 blue remaining. All right, let's go over to Tiny. 20 seconds, Tiny. Needle to the haystack, Thrill Blue Spark. All right, we're going to sacrifice an Unforgiven. I put that on the wrong team, I'm sorry. Put that on the right team. Sacrifice the Unforgiven over on the left side. Needle to the haystack. That is needle in 2. Cap in 3. Going to cease justice. Justice, that means you get 1 more ability. Tiny gets no more abilities. All right, Needle. We got a 9, 10, 11. S11 spade to the wall. Kel hits her weight. It hits. And does it hit in a big way? Green, blue, and blue. Triple block for Tiny. All right. Busy, you're up and you can move. And you are Gold Spark. 20-second timer, Busy. Move Tiny into range. Tiny is actually in a tank. Tiny gets a +2 bonus on that as well. I didn't see the tank there. So we're actually going to give him an extra 40%, which is going to take that block down to 50% blue. 50% blue on that next block. Busy in the rover. Move to their bomber area. Busy with a tire. Rover moved to bomber. Maximon to their wall. Blue spark and a sliver ability. Busy. And Busy has duplex. So Busy pumping that sliver up 10. Nice job. Maximon loaded to the wall. And the juice on that is F5. 75 blue. Finish off the blue and take out a blue. And final move of round 2 is Bones. 20-second timer, Bones. Sorry, Busy is gold sparked. I got to give a little bit back. All right, Bones gets her move in on time. Busy, that second wall that you took down, I got to add it, and I got to add 50% to that wall. All right? So it's 50% of a blue block. Because Busy was gold sparked. She's no longer gold sparked. But she was. Actually, you blue sparked yourself. Never mind. It's gone. Thank you, Busy. She blue sparked herself, so like I said, third time is a charm. Thank you for that. Red needle to the haystack with a pet repel. Needle in 2, cap in 3. We got 3 SLY needles up there. Getting some mass destruction in play. First mass destruction, I think the longest we've had with no mass destruction. Kel, you got an F5 summoning grenade to the watchtower. What do you want to do to that? It hits. All right, let's light it. Bones, color of your watcher. Now we got a monolith and a watcher. And it is colossal. All right, colossal watcher hits scoreboard. Needle repel, F5 summoning, and MD4. All right, that's the end of round number 2. Craven with a second blessing. Captains, give me your subs for round 3. And in the DZ, we got Bones with a halo. MPC with a halo. Dimes with a halo. 25-0. Craven Light with the horns. Slivers, we got SLY 42. Jet 30. Strawman 0-0. At the end of round number 2, Bone's going to use elevation, which means she'll keep her seal and her pet repel for herself. Dimes losing her seal and losing pet repel. MPC losing a seal, losing pet repel. All right, subs. Kel coming in for MPC, so it really don't matter, does it? On the other side, we got Ocean Man coming in for Tiny. All right, order's going to be as follows. We're going to have Kel, Craven, Zombie Jet, Dimes, Justice, Ocean Man, Busy, and Bones. All right, before we start round 3, MPC's boss is going to cap, and a 73-point Kang is going to cap. Flags are now 1-0. And Kel, we'll start your timer now. You're going first, so it doesn't matter. You beat the timer. I won't make you repost it since you're going first. Dark Boss to Main Street with a seal. Dark Boss could be worth 25 if it caps. Kel playing Dark Boss in 3, cap in 5. Milo to the Watchtower. All right, I also have to remove some rings. Sorry, I forgot to remove them at the end of last turn. Removing 1 from SLY. Keeps them at 4. Removing 1 from Jet puts them at 3. All right, now Kel's sacrificing, which will move it back to 4. Going to duplex herself. Next sliver ability be double. Craven says it hits. All right. Because it hits, we do have to pick our last 50-50. Odd or even. She did pay for the Watcher. Going odd. All right, I'm going to roll a 12-sider. It is odd. All right. Beats the Monolith. 2 out of 3 ain't bad, like Meatloaf said. We'll light Watchtower number 4. All right, let's go over to Craven Light, who has no pets out. Craven, 20-second timer. Timer is up. Did not beat the timer. Got closer, but still missed it by 4 seconds. Minion to Kel, pet repel. Maximon loaded to the wall. Now, he is gold sparked on this turn. He won't be gold sparked on his next turn. Kel's favorite pet, Minion. We know she likes it. Sliver ability. One second. Craven did duplex himself, so that sliver ability is making that sliver worth 52. Minion, pet repel, Maximon. And he was gold sparked, so we'll cut his damage in half. He does get some mass destruction. We'll take out 50 blue and 10% red. 90% red remaining. And the Maximon does what Maximons do. All right. Zombie Jet is going to light 2 straw men. Dime's going to play Renegade, so we'll take out the rest of that red block. So red block is gone. All right, Zombie Jet gets those two lit up. Now we go to dimes before dimes turn. We're going to cap second SLY needle. Needles are 2 to 0. "20-second timer dimes. Turn to a priestess, remove straw man with the talon. We're down to 4 straw men. Pink smoke, summoning grenade loaded to the wall, and expose player or the wall. All right, Kel. Got the equivalent of a H9 summoning to the wall. Hits or wait. It hits. All right, what color is your orbital? Red block and red block. We got 1 red block remaining. And we got a mythic orbital. 22 if it caps. All right, let's go over to Justice. In Justice, last turn, you can use an ability. 20-second timer starts now. Beat the timer. Gonna move to the tank zone. Dark boss to the side chest. All right, side chest is open. I didn't cap it, so thank you for that. So SLY has not capped a flag yet. Jet has capped 2. Main Street and the side chest. All right, so Justice playing Dark Boss. Seal and Thrill. Maximon to the wall, and he's going to... Ouch. All right. Adjust as a problem with duplexing yourself is you were ceased. So that's your final ability. So even though you duplex yourself, you'll never get to play the sliver ability. All right, moves to the tank zone. Dark Boss to the side chest. Seal and Thrill and a Maximon. And Ocean Man's going to shut down the grenade. All right, before Ocean Man's turn, we're going to cap his needle. Needle number 3 for Team SLY. Well, it won't matter because he duplexed himself. So even if he played the sliver ability, it's your next sliver ability. Duplex is not retroactive. So you see what I'm saying, Kel? So if he has one ability left and he plays duplex and he's already played sliver, it's still a wasted ability, regardless. Yeah, duplex means your next sliver ability is double. The one that's played after that. That's why Cease is pretty remarkable. All right, Ocean Man. 20-second timer. Beats the timer. Ocean Man going to go Vines to Busy. Axis to Busy. Needle to the Haystack. Unforgiven. Sacrifice Unforgiven. And expose the wall. So that wall's been double exposed. All right, so we got the expose. We got the sacrifice. He's going to throw an S8 Unforgiven to the wall as well. So let's move him into the no zone. And you got Zombie going to prevent the Axis. All right. So Vines takes care of the absorption. Zombie prevention, no Axis. How about S8 Unforgiven to the wall? Finish the wall. I'm going to take that as a yes. All right, Ocean Man. Finishing off the wall with the Unforgiven. Gold bar. And that will get rid of all the exposes on the wall as well. Let's give him that orbital. Ocean Man gold bar. And rebuild it. All right, Busy, you dodged a bullet there. 20-second timer to Busy B. Move to their DZ. Mythic Orbital to the wall. Heal Smoke. Maximon to the wall with MD4. All right, busy. Back that move up. You get to play a pet. Do you want to stay with the Mythic Orbital? All right, let's get that Mythic Orbital in play. Or 22 if it caps. Everything else, like it never happened. All right, before Bones' turn, we're going to cap another needle. This is needle number 4. 20-second timer, Bones. Scold to Busy. Haze and Days Justice. Backlash and Dominion Kell. It hits. All right. Scold, let's go ahead and light Watchtower number 3. Let's give Bones a second absorption. We're going to take Busy down to 90% health. Haze and Days. Dominion Kell, no seals. Of any type. And the backlash hits. One second. All right, the backlash will not be effective. The backlash only lights strawman. It does not douse strawman. That's the drawback. All right. Bones Boss Caps. Bones Needle Capped. Backlash to Watchtower. That does hit. Does not light a straw man. And that is the end of the round. All right, end of the round. We've got Craven Light, Third Blessing, Strawman, Jet 10, Sly 0, DZ 25-0, Bones third Halo, Dimes third Halo, Kel first Halo. Angel Wings to Craven. Sliver 52, Sly 30 Jet. So remove one from each team. All right, let's go to round number 4. Kel, 20-second timer. Beats the timer. Going to sneer their bomber zone. It's going to shatter the redstone. Let's give Kel a bullseye. And a shattered stone. Cyrus. Going to take out 3 red blocks. Needle to the haystack. Needle will take out a Grendel. 1 Sly Grendel remaining, so that takes out Dimes' Emo Grendel. Pet Repel. Milo to the Watchtower with Sliver ability. Watchtower's lit. Milo's good. Kel has Duplex. We're going to pump that Sliver up to 40. Yes, Needle is not a scoring pet. Needle falls in the same category as a boss. You would not be able to play a Needle with Stasis. All right, let's go over to Craven. 20-second timer for Craven. Timer is up. Did not beat the timer. Immortal Nero to Busy, Dust to Busy, Gold Spark to Justice, Snowstorm loaded, and expose the new wall. Kel going to intervene the Nero, as she probably should. Nero splits every turn, so can continue to hit you hard. All right, Nero is prevented. Dust to Busy, Gold Spark Justice, and Gold Blue on the grenade. Gold from the Gold Blue is going to break Craven's seal. Craven tried to sneak a Nero in there. Nice. All right. Zombie Jet with a gold bar. Let's rebuild it. And then Zombie Jet taking out a black block. Let's go over to dimes. 20-second timer dimes. Timer's up. Beat the timer. Typed it as I was calling it, so it's good. Wicked Boss to the side chest. Wicked Boss in 3 would cap in 5. Be a minus 50 for Jet if it caps. F4 top hat to the wall. Going to play the first charge of slime. Kelly got an F5 top hat. It hits. Yes, we're in round 4. Wall's a little bit stronger. But does still take out a black block. Black block. 25% of a green block. 75 green remaining. But barely gets. That's all you need with a top hat, though. We're going to light another watchtower with the top hat. 5-5 on the watchtowers. Justice, you're up. 20-second timer, Justice. Justice beats the timer. Ray did play a needle back in 3. So Ocean Man played needle. Tiny also capped the needle. So Ocean Man played needle in 3 with cap in 4. So there's a needle on the board. Justice going to get into the boat and move to their DZ. Cannonball for Justice. Colossal Gideon. Heal and seal. Maximon to the wall. And it is prevented by blue. Dimes with the Immortal Blue. Justice has a seal. So this is going to break his seal. But he played a seal as well. So he'll have another one that will resolve. Mortal Blue breaks the seal. Seal will resolve. Let's go to Ocean Man before Ocean Man's turn. His needle's going to cap. Justice going to max absorb. Probably should have saved that one too since you cast the other seal. So it'll still end up with the same result. So Justice would protect his original seal with the max absorb, which means his second seal would fizzle because he still has his original seal. All right, before Ocean Man's turn, we're going to cap his needle. Needle number 5 for Team SLY. All right, Ocean Man, 20-second timer. We got Ocean Man, Busy, and Bones. Grendel to the haystack, Pet Repel. Got 2 SLY Grendels still on the board. Ocean Man has one, and Tiny still has one. Playing Marty. To rebuild Dragonstone. And Sliver ability, pump the Sliver. Sliver ability's up to 57 for SLY, 57-40. All right, Busy, you're up. 20-second timer to Busy. Timer is, she beat the timer. Busy turned to a Priestess, Skull to Dimes, Dragon Smoke to DZ. Skull will hit Dimes, take Dimes down to 90%. Busy with an absorption. And light a Watchtower. Watchtower number 6. All right, final move of the first half. Bones. 20 seconds. Mythic Grendel. Dragon Smoke. Milo to the Watchtower and Slime number 2. All right, we got 3 SLY Grendels in play. Kel, you got F4 Milo to the Watchtower. It hits. All right. Let's relight the Dragonstone. Each team has 6 Watchtowers lit up. Next one will be number 7 for each team. And that is the end of round number 4. That's the end of the first half. Let's give Sly that Milo. And captains, give me your second half subs. Craven Light, blessing number 4. Strawman. Jet 10, Sly 0. DZ 00. $57 points. Sly Sliver, 40 points. Jet Sliver. Animal for Ocean Man, football in the ozone. Kel losing Steel and Pet Repel. Justice losing his seal. All elevation. Justice losing his boat. Dimes losing her rover. Busy losing her rover. Smokes and Passive Pets gone. Chad in the ozone. Everybody else staying the same. Cardinal, welcome back. Let's remove one of these sliver blessings from each team. All right, lineups. Should be good. Lineups will be Kel, Craven, Zombie Jet, Dimes, Justice, Animal, Busy, Bones, Cardinal, and Football. All right, before Kel's turn, we will cap Boss on Main Street. Jet Boss number 3. And Kel, we go to you, 20-second timer. Misha plus F5, Scolded Dime, Seal and Thrill, Blue Spark, Lantern, H9 Spade loaded to the wall, Symbiote Dragon. It's pretty nice. Pretty nice combo there. Problem is, you cannot Seal and Thrill because you have Dominion. But we will give you the rest of it. 5, 6, 15, and Symbiote Dragon. And we do have to move you in range. All right, Kellen in no zone. And that's going to be a pretty damn good lantern hit that is not detectable. Green, green, blue, blue, and blue. Very nice. That's a nice lantern for you. And lantern has no range. So let's keep her where she's at and give her the 5 blocker. How about that for a opening attack? All right, Craven, looks like they're coming back strong. Let's go to Craven, 20-second timer. All right, so the other thing is I did not play the Scolded Dimes. Because Kel played the Misha. Did you guys catch that? Misha was the first pet that was played. All right, move to the temple, max seal. So? What difference does it make as a legendary pet? You must have been hanging out with Trigger the other night. No. That's not the way it works. Look, I'm going to pause for a second, explain this to you guys again. Okay. You cannot play 2 pets unless you have a Cosmic Guard. Or if you have, is Dr. Dye here? Dr. Dye, will you have a sidebar with Kel and explain this to her later? You still have to play the pet. You can have Misha out with other pets, but you can't play 2 pets unless it's a War Dragon. Okay? All right, moving on. I think Kel's been spending more time in Vox chat than Dimes. All right, move to Temple, max seal. Slime number 3. All right, third charge of slime. Is going to remove a block. All right, free block for Team SLY. Green block is gone. Kel, what do you want to do with that S8 Unforgiven Craven's throwing? Immortal Sonar it. All right, not a lot of mass destruction out tonight. So the sonars are effective. Take Craven down to an S6. Cataclysm. Green block. 75 green. And we'll take out 50% of the blue block, 50 blue remaining. 2.5 blue on the SLY side, down in the red on the Jet side. After the Immortal Sonar. All right, Zombie Jet in round 5. Light Watchtower number 7 and Light Watchtower number 8. Way to go, Zombie Jet. All right, let's go to dimes. 20-second timer dimes. I didn't see it, so we'll get dimes' move in. All right. Dimes does beat the timer, and Craven is correct and correct, because with all the Misha stuff going on, I didn't see the Colossal Kang. So Craven is minus 25, double line penalty. But he does also get his Colossal Kang on the side chest. So it's worth it. Could be worth 75 if it caps. 73 if it caps. All right. Now Dime's going to go Colossal Kang to her boss. Another possible 73. Seal and Thrill. She does not have Dominion. She's going to play Dominion on Justice. So Justice can no longer play seals on himself of any type. No Heal and Seal, no Seal and Thrill. Summoning Grenade to the Watchtower. It hits. Dimes, what color is your Watcher? Red Watcher, and keep in mind, it will go to the next available watchtower. So there is now a Watcher on watchtower number 9. And Red Watcher is worth 10 points. All right, let's go over to Justice. 20-second timer, Justice. Move to their DC with a Thraxus, so Justice, Dragonstorm, looking for a +3. All right. That's how you play 2 pets. Dragon, War Dragon, and Immortal Watcher. One second, too. All right. Couple things. Dimes, you played. We got to backtrack for a minute here. I got 2 questions. Justice Boss capped. Dimes, your boss was played in 3. Your boss should have capped at the beginning of your turn, I think. I'm going to double check, make sure yours is played in 3 and not in 4. Played in 4. Okay. Dime played in 4, will cap in 6. Perfect. Justice played in 3. Justice should have capped. So flag should be 4-1. All right, so Dimes is good with her Kang. Justice moved to their DZ. Thraxus. We got it. Super Thrill H9 Maximon. Animal going to evoke it. 9, 10, 11, 12. Evoke it, cut it to 6. And cut the Maximon in half. The Maximon hits, but the damage is cut in half. Red block, 20% of a red block for Justice. 80 red remaining, which is 2.8. Bones with a Chromica. All right, let's go over to the animal. "20-second timer for the animal. Timer is up. He beats the timer. Needle to the haystack. Thrill and seal. Max Spark to the Cardinal. We did not deduct halos last round, and we will. I need a target for expose. Animal playing needle. In 5, cap in 6. Kel, you got a S10 Unforgiven to the wall. Hits or wait. An animal, I need to know what the expose is for. All right, we're double exposed on the wall. Busy going to prevent the Unforgiven, but you can't prevent an Unforgiven. You were, been a little while since you played, Kel? I mean, your caps work. Your prevention's not so much. Oh, justice. There you go. Okay, that's a little different. All right, we're going to Justice going Judas at Craven. Mortal Blue from Bones. All right, second blue. Mortal Blue is going to hit Justice for 40% of his health. Justice, does the damage hit? Will take you down to 60% health. You do not have a max absorb. All right, hits. So we'll take Justice down to 60% life. All right, let's go over to Busy. 20 seconds Busy. Beats the timer. Busy bringing out Immortal Rocky. There he is. Busy exposing the wall. Add extra 10% to it. S8 Maximon. Craven Light says wait. Insomnia and Evoke. So let's make it a S5. S2.5. Maximon does hit. %, red. after the Insomnia and the Evoke. We'll take out the 80% red only. 2 blocks remaining. It's a nice nerf. All right, let's go over to Bones. 20-second timer, Bones. Kruger, Torment Chad, S6 Maximon. Put the Torment on the Cardinal. Second Max Spark means he can't move. Going to play Hush. All right. Chad's going to Dynamo the Kruger. That works. All right, before Chad's turn, though, he cannot play a gear ability. He's Max Sparked. And he's Tormented. The Maximon hits the ground, so they do get credit for the Maximon. However, sorry, the Maximon does not hit the ground. The Maximon hits the Watchtower. The Kruger does not have a target. So we're going to light Watchtower number 8. So each team has 8 Watchtowers lit. Kruger, no target. Torment is good. S6 is good. She pays it. And she gets the Maximon. They get Hush on Chad, no gear ability, and a Max Spark. All right. Let's go over to the Cardinal. Cardinal, you're on the clock. Cardinal gets his move in. He cannot get in the turret because he is Max Spark. Blaze the Strawman. Seal and Thrill. Maximon to the wall. And sacrifice Unforgiven. All right, Craven, do you still want to wait? So you got a Blaze, a Seal. Craven, do you still want to prevent it? It's going to be an S1 Maximon. All right, it's good. They're going to go ahead and prevent it, so no Maximon. They are going to Blaze a Strawman. To light Strawman number 3. Good move, Chad. Solid. I like it. You got the Blaze in. You got the Seal in. And you got the Sacrifice. All good stuff. All right. Let's go to Football Master. 20-second timer. Timer is up. Nerf timer is up. This is a 25-point timer for football. 25-point timer is up. Does beat the second nerf timer. Combustion. Get into the turret. All right, combustion is going to any zone that has more than one person. And that is the DZ. So that is going to combust Justice out of the DZ. Scold to Kel. Gold Spark to Justice. S8 Super Thrill Milo. Sacrifice Unforgiven to the Sliver. Expose the wall. 30% to that wall right now and expose. Busy prevent the scold. He'll still get a absorption for it. Justice blew the grenade. All right, combustion is good. Turret is good. Scold is stopped. Gold Spark is good. Big grenade Milo shot is going to be blued. Second blue of the game. He does have gear absorption, so blue will take out his gear absorption. All right, that is the end of round number 5. At the end of round number 5, I got 57 points in SLY slivers. I got 40 in jet slivers. Strawman, 15-0. Looks like we got an avalanche. All these seals, they don't have many, but whatever seals they did have are gone because the avalanche. 75 points to SLY, 0 to jet. All right, Justice Blue is mythic. Football had gear absorption and regular absorption, so those 2 absorptions will eat both of those. Actually, you are. Never mind. I thought that was the other team. Well, I'm so used to you being a part of the other team's moves, I figured we'd go with it. All right, so scratch that. Let's give Chad his seal back. 25-25 in the DZ. Bones with a halo. Kel with a 3rd halo. Craven Light, Angel Wings. Zombie Angel Wings. Craven Light's Angel Wings give him Angel of Darkness. Craven Light with a gold orb. All right. We're going to Dragonstorm. Final round, everybody. Let's roll the dice and see what it's going to look like. It is E4. Wow, it's a big Dragonstorm. All right, final round. Kel, you got an E4, 20-second timer. That is a dragon. Correct. Now you're remembering. Jin Shi to nerf the other team -1. Vines to animal, skull to animal, E3 Milo to the watchtower. All right. Prevent the vines. So the skull will break his seal. That's going to give Kel a absorption. But they also burn a blue on that Milo. Final blue of the game. Even though she didn't pay the juice for it to hit. Red from the red-blue will break Kel's newly acquired absorption. All right, let's go to Craven Light. 20-second timer. Scold to Justice. H9 Unforgiven loaded to the wall. And that is a 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Remember, Dragonstorm juice does not count to pay if there's a rage requirement. Busy prevents Scold. Red, blue from Busy. All right. The Angel of Darkness does not get his attack, but he does get a seal. I'm sorry, an absorption. I thought Busy could not prevent. Or did she? What did Busy prevent? Oh, she prevented a Scold. Dang, Busy, how many preventions are you going to use? All of them. Kel's so confused tonight. All right, Justice with the intervene. All right, intervene and red blue. Now, Craven, the red from the red blue is going to, even though you're the Angel of Darkness, is still going to get rid of your absorption. All right, let's get to somebody that's not going to make a mistake. That's Zombie Jet. Well, maybe we spoke too soon because Zombie Jet is going to light Straw Man number 4. And guess what? He can't light Straw Man number 5 because it was taloned. It's not there. So even Zombie Jet doesn't have a target. All right, Deadly Dimes, 20 seconds. Jin Shi, Kruger, Torment Busy. Milo to the Watchtower, MD4. Busy, which one of those are you going to prevent? All right, I'll stop. All right. All of them. All right. Kel, you got a Kruger and a Milo. Chad, prevent the Milo. Kruger will remove. All right, Jin Shi is good. All right, Jinshi's good. Kruger's good. Torment's good. Milo's good. Mass Destruction is good. All right. Before we get to Justice's turn, we've got 146 points in Kang's for SLY. And boss number 2 capped on Dimes' turn. So flags will end up being 4-2. All right, Justice. 20-second timer, and you got a +3. But you got a -1, so you got a net +2. You are gold sparked, however. Timer's up. Nerf timer is up. All right. He does beat the second timer. Blue Spark, Skull to Animal. Heal and Thrill, S8 Unforgiven from his Pershing. And he also has a +2 and a +4. So that's going to be 8, 12, 13, S13, Unforgiven. Immortal and Mythic. All right, so Skull to Animal. Take Animal to 90. We're going to give Justice a seal. He does Blue Spark himself. Going to light Watchtower, number 8. They're going to prevent the Scold. So we'll keep it at number 7. Immortal and Mythic Sonar. Craven breaking out both the sonars, trying to get that 35% nerf. 8, 9, 13. It is still an S10. Cataclysm. And does still take it out, even with the 2 nerfs. Justice with a gold bar. Rebuild it. All right, final move of the night. Animal. On Animal's turn, we are going to cap his needle. That is needle number 6. 20-second timer to the Animal. Wicked Gideon, Milo to the Watchtower. Wicked Getting will remove that Getting that was played earlier. Nice move there, Joe. Get rid of that minus 38 on your team. And Kel, you got an E3 Milo. And this is the final move. I'll go ahead and type it for you. No, I think the final blue was used on the last one. All you have left is Busy's Prevention. All right, I think it hits. All right, and that will give Animal a 9 award. And like the 9th and final Watchtower, congratulations, Joe. That, everybody, is where we leave it. We will not, poor Busy. Busy didn't get to use her Rocky. One more turn, Bicky, or Busy. You would have got to use it. All right, everybody, give me 5 minutes. I'm going to do the math, and we'll be right back, and we'll let you know who won. We got 5 blessings to 0. So let's go ahead and take out 5 more blocks for Team SLY. All right, that's where we leave it. We'll be right back. All right, everybody, we are back, and we do have a winner tonight. So I'm going to give you a real quick recap of how the points went down, and you probably have a good idea, different strategies. We saw some good Grendel plays, some lockdowns. So we'll start out with the flags. Jet, nice flag game tonight, 750 to 450, 300-point advantage. Get to walls. Jet also with the wall advantage, 600 to 500. Looking like Jet's going to run up the score. They got the first two categories. Let's go to Strawman. Jet, 35. SLY, 0. Are they going to run up all the categories? They got the flags, they got the walls, and the Strawman. We get to Kangs. Not so much. A Bunko took out two of their Kangs early on. SLY, 146. Jet, 63. So a little bit of an advantage. SLY, big win with the needles. 600 to 0. A big shift right there. Turns the tables. But can Jet get back in? Let's go to the Watchtowers. Watchtowers, 325 SLY, 175 Jet. So now you got one team with the flags, the Watchtower Strawman, the other team with the Kangs and Needles and the Watchtowers. Get to the Dragon Stones. Jet had 25 with the Dragon Stones, and the DZ, SLY had 100, Jet 25. Timers, Jet much better. SLY was a minus 65, Jet was only minus 20. So before we get to the other two categories, just the core points, SLY 2,056, Jet 1,653. Let's see if PCP points made a difference. Can they get right back in it? Well, SLY had 50 points in gold bars, cannonball, and attire. They had 2 horns, 2 wings, Angel of Darkness, Golden Orb, a 9 award, and they got all 150 points in the DZ. Bones got 100, Dimes got 50. So complete lockdown there for a total of 525 points in PCP points. Let's go over to Jet, see how they did. 2 gold bars, a cannonball tire, angel wings, bullseye, and that's where it stopped. 200 points. Well, we got to go to the extras. The extras would be the slivers and your Lost Dream Scope, Watchers, Orbs, Chromicas, Milos, Maximons. Overall, I'll give you a real quick recap of this. SLY had 240 points in slivers, Jet 155, and the extras after the pluses and the minuses. And again, we had SLY with a 25-point penalty to start. We had Jet with 25 points in dark bosses, another 25 dark bosses, Mythic Orb. We had a team penalty for SLY. There were several Maximons played. Overall, SLY had a plus 302 in the extras, Jet a plus 219. Final score on the road, SLY in a big way, 2883 to 2072. So big win on the road. Goes to show you, you can win big at home, you can win big on the road. It comes down to your strategy. As long as you guys had a good time and you learned something from it, there's progress. Great game, both teams. Good to have 2 faction wars back. We will see everybody back tomorrow night for fish fights. And don't forget, Friday night, we're back with the Kills event. You guys have a great night. Thanks again. Peace.